Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Brandon Gill takes no prisoners when he grills this awful witness in front of Congress. The Democrats are not able to save her from what's coming. Let's dive in.
Do you believe that President Trump is a racist?
I don't believe that's relevant to this hearing.
Do you believe that he is?
I'm not here to discuss my personal beliefs. I'm here to speak about the important work
You've
that
tweeted that
nonprofits
he's a
do
vile,
across the
despicable
country.
racist. Do you believe that much of his housing policy was racist during his first term?
I'm here to talk about the vital work that nonprofit
So you're not going to answer me?
do throughout
You've
our country
tweeted
and
that
in your district.
it's explicitly racist and deeply harmful. Is that right?
I don't have the tweet in front of me.
I've got it right here. You did tweet that. You tweeted that on September 25th, 2020. You said it's explicitly racist and deeply harmful. Do you know who President Trump's Secretary of Housing and Urban Development was during his first term?
Yes,
Who is it? Who was it?
it was Secretary Carson.
Is Ben Carson. Do you believe that Ben Carson is racist or a white supremacist?
With all due respect, sir, I am not here to talk about former HUD secretaries. I'm here to talk about the essential
tweeted
work
extensively
that
about it.
nonprofits do in your district and throughout the country.
Okay, we can move on then if you won't answer the question. Are you a racist?
With all due respect, sir, I'm here to talk about the essential work that nonprofits do.
Excuse me, that's a
throughout
very
the
simple
country.
question. Yes or no question. Are you a racist?
I'm not a racist.
You're not a racist. Particularly interesting because according to one of your affiliate charities under your nonprofit umbrella, denial of racism constitutes covert white supremacy. Are you a covert white supremacist?
Sir, I'm here to talk about the essential work that nonprofits do.
Are you a covert white supremacist?
Can I talk about the work that nonprofits do in
No,
your
I'm
district?
asking you if
'Cause
you're
I
a
think
covert
that's the-
white supremacist, which according to one of your own organizations, again, denial of racism constitutes covert white supremacy. Would you like
I'm
to answer
sorry,
the
what's-
question?
I don't know what the question is.
So you refuse to answer whether you are a covert white supremacist.
I am here to talk about the essential work that nonprofits do. If you'd like to ask me a
I
question
am utterly
about
dumbfounded.
nonprofits
You are on
in your
record right now,
district
and you will
or
not say
throughout
that
the
you are not a
country.
covert white supremacist.
I don't have a definition in front of me. I haven't looked at the definition. I'm not going to answer a question about my personal
That
views.
is-
I'm here to talk about the work
You're not-
of nonprofit
I
organizations.
want to give you one more chance to do this. Are you a covert white supremacist?
Why are we so off track from the topic
No,
of this hearing?
I'm asking you a very straightforward question.
I've heard your question. Thank you, sir.
And you're not going to answer whether you are a covert white supremacist.
I would like to answer questions about the work
This
of
is- wow,
nonprofit
this is painful.
organizations. Thank you.
That is really, really astounding. I can answer very directly that I am not a covert white supremacist, and I imagine all of my colleagues can as well. I think you ought to reevaluate what you're doing in the nonprofit sector if you can't answer that in a straightforward way. That is astounding. Let me ask you another question. Do you believe that it's appropriate to host and promote LGBTQ plus meetups for 9-year-olds?
I am here to support the vital work of nonprofits, and I will say to oppose the federal government targeting groups.
My question is,
with
do you believe
views
it's
that are
appropriate to
different
host
from
and
its
promote
own?
LGBTQ plus meetups for 9-year-olds?
I believe that
Because
the
one of
federal
your
government
affiliate
should not
nonprofits
target
does do that.
organizations that have views different from its own. That is wrong, whatever party is in control, whatever administration
I think
is in control.
I think a lot
to
of this
use
is wrong. Do
federal
you think
power.
that it's appropriate for young children to use gender transition paraphernalia? Because one of your
no
not
idea how
affiliated
that is.
nonprofit organizations gives bras, binders, breast forms, nipples. I'm not even going to repeat this because it's so
Point of order,
disgusting
Madam
for
Chair. The
children of all
gentleman is
ages.
breaching decorum and attacking the witness. Can we please
I'm
move on
not
to
attacking
something
the witness.
relevant
I'm
to
simply
the
asking a
actual
straightforward
issue at
question.
hand, sir?
Mr. Gill, I'll be extending your time. You've been interrupted.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you believe that art exploration camps for transgender and gender diverse youth of the age of 11 is normal?
We support the vital work of nonprofit organizations and oppose the federal government opposing
So you
and targeting
refuse to answer any of
organizations
these questions.
views
You
different
refuse to
than their
even
own.
answer the question of whether you are a covert white supremacist.
I'm not here to answer questions about my personal views or my personal
Is that because you
stance.
don't want to disclose whether you're a covert white supremacist?
I'm here to talk about the essential
I'm
work
giving
that
you a chance
nonprofits
to
do.
tell the world that you are not a covert white supremacist.
Thank
Will
you
you
for the
do
chance.
that?
I'll pass on your chance.
You'll pass on
Thank
that.
you, sir.
That is astounding. That is really astounding. You're a radical far left activist, and you're masquerading as somebody promoting nonprofit, nonpartisan institutions, and you will not even tell this committee that you are not a covert white supremacist. That's astounding. I yield my time back.
Wow. That wasn't just a grilling. Okay, I think that goes a little bit deeper than just grilling, because you can't flip it over and say it's done, because there's burn marks. There's burn marks on this lady. Man. Not only that, she couldn't even answer the question, which, I'm going to be honest, Brandon Gill knew exactly what he's doing. That is a fantastic line of attack here. The whole point of asking something that rhetorical, that odd, that specific, is to see if you can get her ultimately to say on record that I actually oppose my own work, which someone should be doing anyways. This woman has apparently run a multitude of non-governmental organizations, NGOs. And the highlight of this whole hearing, the whole point of it, is to make sure that these NGOs, if they're receiving public funds, if they're receiving tax dollars, are they using it wisely? What Doge basically unveiled is something that people have been basically whispering about in the shadows. It was one of Washington, D.C.'s worst kept secrets, is that the money through USAID wasn't just the CIA's way of pushing soft power. No. It was a way to get easy kickbacks by having your friends, your family members, if you're an elected official, or major donors, to get in, have these really cushy, easy jobs, and give a couple extra contributions to your campaign next time. Why don't you? That's what essentially has been going on with a whole lot of these NGOs. And then we find out a whole lot of what they're doing. Seriously, just go back and look at any one of these clips and you'll see a laundry list of pride parades in Angola. Okay? I'm just using that as an example. Those are the first things that pop in my head when it comes to just ridiculous waste of our taxpayer dollars. And ultimately, this is something that not only needs to be stopped, but needs to be revealed. And this woman has a laundry list of NGOs that push these far leftist, crazy rhetorical problems, and then try to foist that problem upon the American people. This is absolutely wild. Where our money has been going has apparently been just getting worse and worse and worse. And people like Brandon Gill are in the positions that they're in because he's exposing it. MTG, the reason she's such a firebrand isn't just because she's one of those people that knows how to lob the grenades properly. We need that in our political system because that stirs the pot, that gets people talking, and maybe it'll get politicians to actually, do things. And not, put their kids on a oil board out in Ukraine after you just overthrew it in 2014. Like a certain Hunter and Joe Biden. Not to mention, I believe the Romneys did the exact same thing. So this isn't just a one-party thing, y'all. This is very deep, very entrenched, and that's why the Democrat Party and the Republican establishment hate this kind of scrutiny. Because revealing one of the ways that they make money is a big no-no up in that town. Remember Dan Crenshaw? Because I remember in 2018, I had an opportunity to visit D.C. I got lucky enough to have my picture taken with him because he was such a firebrand back in 2017, 2018. Almost overnight, he stopped being a conservative saint because the area he's in apparently gets a lot of defense contracts, and they just pulled him aside and said, hey dude, there's one thing you can't come after, and it's your easy gravy train. So if you want to accomplish all your other things, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to play ball with us. Well, folks, that power dynamic is slowly but surely shifting. Thank the Lord. The way that power works in DC has got to change. In order to get good legislation, in order to fix the problems, in order to stare down the $37 trillion we have in our debt and the $2 trillion deficits that we are now running every year, we have got to do something about that. We've got to look for waste. We've got to look for the fraud. We've got to look at the abuse. We should have been doing this years ago. But now we have the political will behind it. We have people like Brandon Gill and Marjorie Taylor Greene, who did a fantastic job, by the way. Little extra political theater going on. Well, not political theater. It's just the first word that popped in my head. But she gave him back time because a Democrat was trying to shut him up. A Democrat was trying to shut down Brandon Gill here because he was exposing the truth, and he was doing it in no uncertain terms. So a Democrat tries to save this witness, and it's likely that this witness is doing business with this Democrat because, you know, when someone comes after your life savings, you're going to speak up. So yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene shuts down that nonsense and gives Brandon Gill a little bit more time because every congressman gets 5 minutes to speak and to grill the witness, or at least whatever witness has been brought to the stand. And this witness, Diane Yentl, is a swamp creature of the highest order. And what she has written and the things that she has talked about will just make you sick. This is not where I want my taxpayer dollars going. This is not how I want my government to run. I do not want these ridiculous NGOs running around with their own weird little agendas, wasting billions upon billions of taxpayer money. That's not fair to us. That's not fair to the people who really don't need their help. That's not fair to the entire system. It's full of waste, it's full of fraud, and it's full of abuse. That's the whole point and purpose of this hearing, because I believe this is the Doge subcommittee, because Marjorie Taylor Greene, if she's the one that's banging the gavel, I believe that's the one she's in charge of. She's running this perfectly, and it's almost as if she's built for this. So after the news that she wasn't running for Senate, that's going to make things very interesting here in the state of Georgia, but she's doing a fantastic job there. Brandon Gill's a rising star and just gets better every day. And Miss Diane Yentl, she's going to have to go soul searching very soon because we're at a point where she might be out of a job and will have definitely deserved it. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Until then, y'all have a good one.